Hello, my name is Jeppe Tingbjerg. I am the founder and CEO of the International Massage Association. The International Massage Association, also called IMA, organize and arrange the World Championship in Massage. The World Championship in Massage is a competition, but at the same time, an opportunity for massage therapists to find professional inspiration and networking. On a daily basis, I own a massage school in Denmark myself, and I have a franchise school too. We also educate therapists in acupuncture and reflexology. This is a video podcast featuring key players in the massage profession around the world. These are conversations about massage methods, styles, and education levels. We do this in order to share knowledge and to inspire massage therapists, massage teachers, school and spa owners. Today's guest is Emma Gilmore. Emma Gilmore is director of School of Bodywork in London. She is an advanced bodywork therapist currently specializing in fascia-informed bodywork. With a background in more traditional forms of massage, including Swedish massage and sports massage, Emma had a biomechanical approach to treatment. Emma's passion for the benefits of bodywork are transmitted through her national and international teaching. She has been a judge at the National Massage Championships, is a founding member of the Fascia Research Society, and writes regularly for Massage World magazine. Today's conversation with Emma Gilmore is about massage education in the UK and the difference between Swedish massage and sports massage. My guest today is Emma Gilmore. You are a school owner and a massage teacher from London in England. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Emma, we are having this conversation because it could be interesting to hear more about education in England, how it is built and how it's structured and how you really do things in England. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so I'm sure you know actually. So the massage therapy industry in England is actually relatively unregulated, which means that we don't have an overarching body that regulates us. So we belong to professional associations who raise the standards for our industry and ensure that people, by working through a professional body, you can then get insurance for your work. So it's really through the professional bodies that we're regulated. But having said that, so the training varies enormously. So you can, rather bizarrely, do pretty much online training for a hands-on therapy with just a few in-person hours, which I find extraordinary, but that is possible. At my school, my actual qualifying massage diploma is just for the massage itself is 16 in-person days. And as I did a bit of research actually, I looked around, but you know, a lot of the courses are just 10 days long to qualify. Like I said, some of them are online. So there's a huge variety in the quality of the courses and the length and really what you come out with, although mostly what people come out with, there are different diplomas, but they're mostly graded at the same level. So they may come out a completely different standard, but actually their certificate will pretty much say the same thing. And as long as you've passed your exam and you've got a certificate, then you can go and take insurance out. So the standard is pretty varied. You know, obviously there are some really great schools with great courses, but there are some fairly unregulated schools as well. So I'm not sure how that happens. But again, the research I did, it seemed to look like that was the case more or less across Europe, actually. So that's how it works, really, in England with qualifying in massage.
To compare a little bit, in Denmark, my country, a massage therapist on the highest level has 660 lessons. 250 of them has to be in massage, and it is most, not always, but almost all of the hours have to be one-to-one or in a classroom.
Yeah.
So you talked about e-learning, and but do you think you can use e-learning in order to learn giving massage?
I mean, personally, I think it's crazy, but I know that it is possible. So I know that, you know, you can do a course basically online, e-learning, and then you just come together for one final day to actually do the hands-on and take the exam. So personally, I think that's ridiculous. Personally, I don't think you can learn like that. And for example, so at the beginning of the pandemic, when I contacted my insurance company to see how much of my courses I could move online, actually it was very limited for me, because my insurance company weren't willing to cover me teaching remotely, which I completely understand. So of course I could teach theory remotely. Some of my postgrad courses I could do little bits, but again, you know, most of my graduates, most of the people doing the postgrad work didn't want to learn remotely, which I completely understand and completely respect. So we just waited till we were open back up, and then we came back in person, because, you know, you can't really be in person learning, and actually to experience the techniques is just as important as practicing the techniques. So, you know, for me that was really important, and actually for my graduates it was really important, and my insurance company. So yeah, so that's the way I prefer to work. You know, and I think actually just you know, we are relational beings. I think being in person is one of the most important things that we can do. However, like I said, there are these courses that have been developed, and they've somehow managed to find some certification that will allow people to mostly learn remotely or e-learning. So, and that is the problem, I suppose, with being relatively unregulated, is that you can get courses like that, and the person on that course will come out with a different certificate from my students, but it won't be that different. You know, it will qualify them to do massage. They won't share the same skill set, but they will both have a pass in massage. So
what about anatomy and physiology and pathology? Is it possible to learn very well online, or do you also need something blended?
Yeah, so again, we've always done anatomy, physiology, and pathology in person as well. But now, again, because our time together is so restricted, we have actually moved our anatomy, physiology, and pathology course online. So they will get their qualification online. But of course, when I'm teaching the massage practical, of course, I'm going to be referring back to the anatomy. We'll still be getting out, we'll be, you know, referencing the muscles, talking about the joints, using all the terminology. So actually I will be reinforcing it in person, although they'll be actually doing the vast majority of it online and getting their certificate online. And yeah, I don't see a problem with that. I mean, you have to be a little bit more self-motivated, but certainly there's you know, there's a place for that. I think when it comes to learning more massage specific skills, so for example, finding the muscles on the body, palpating the muscles, mobilizing joints, you know, and seeing the range of movement and all of that, that's so much better in person. But again, we'll be doing that anyway as part of the massage practical, so they'll be overlapping their anatomy and physiology remotely and in class.
Okay, moving to the next topic. The next topic is about the Swedish massage versus the sports massage. Please tell us what is your definition of those two, and I mean, is it the same or is it different?
So I would say, so Swedish massage was, I'm sure you know, developed to work on gymnasts. So the way I teach Swedish massage, I anyway teach it with a little bit of a remedial head on. So I will still be talking I'll be teaching all different palpation techniques and still talking a little bit about injuries and things like that. And we do use quite a variety of techniques. We tried to move away from our hands pretty early on and introduce forearm work and things like that, so to protect the therapist's body. Whereas for me, sports massage, there are more advanced techniques, so muscle energy techniques, that sort of thing. But also for me, there's a lot more assessment. So you will assess pre-treatment and post-treatment. So that for me would be, and very much you'd be treating a much more specific injury. So even if you keep it in a holistic context, for me, it would be much more about treating a specific injury. And doing more assessment really would be the biggest difference for me. And more advanced techniques, although I think techniques can overlap really.
When you say more techniques, will it be stuff like mobilization of joints, more stretching, or what do you mean?
Yeah, so I mean, even in the Swedish massage, I teach mobilization in the Swedish massage, but I would, something like a muscle energy technique, that would be much more sports massage specific. Again, the home care would probably much more specific around there, so follow up home care to do with strengthening exercises or stretching would be much more injury specific, if you like. So that would be quite a big difference. And I work a lot, personally, I work a lot with the fascia. And again, I would introduce those techniques much more at the more advanced sports massage level. So yeah, working more with the fascia would come a little bit later on. So people are kind of got a solid foundation first, really.
So is sports massage more treatment of injuries and Swedish massage is more for well-being?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I mean, certainly I think the sports massage is injury specific treatment. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Now we are in special times in this coronavirus period. And I mean, where do you think the massage profession is headed?
It's interesting, isn't it, really? Because in a way, some positives have come out of this for us in the UK. Certainly with this second lockdown, where we are, therapists who are treating injuries are actually allowed to continue working. So that's been a massive shift for us, and that's been a real acknowledgement of our profession and the difference that we do make to people's lives. So actually that's been a real positive. And again, the professional associations have been lobbying Parliament a lot to get more recognition for our industry and complementary health as a whole. And I think I'm right in saying we're the third biggest industry in the UK. So it's a huge, the health and wellbeing industry, the amount of money people spend and therefore the amount of tax that we pay. So I do think there's been a positive shift in the acknowledgement of the difference that we can make to people's lives and the benefits we can bring, especially when the world is in these really extraordinary circumstances. I also think it's really got massage therapists kind of thinking outside the box. So again, in our complete lockdown, again, I supported quite a lot of practitioners to facilitate them working online with their clients. So again, doing some assessments online, looking at looking at their injuries, setting some home care advice for them. So working with kind of physical injuries like that, but then also working with some relaxation techniques and breathing techniques. And also being that person at the other end of the computer, that person to listen, and taking on that therapeutic role in that sense. And people really were in need. So again, a massage therapist, it never occurred to any of us that we could work like that or support our clients like that. But all of a sudden, there is this window of opportunity, if you like, that certainly I mean, it doesn't work for everyone, but some people felt very comfortable with it, both as therapist and client, and it just opened up this whole new way of working, which I actually thought was fantastic. And then as a teacher, I haven't actually done very much online at all, but the bits that I did do, again, we did a few Zoom meetings, just checking in with therapists and stuff, and again, as a trainer, suddenly the whole world was open up to us. So I had one person from New Zealand in on one of our meetings, just seeing how we could support her and stuff like that. So again, I'm not keen to do a huge amount remotely. I don't particularly want to do loads, but there is an opportunity for connecting with people way beyond our physical location, and that again was amazing to witness that. The person in New Zealand could get support from me in England just as much as from her tutor down the road. So and actually again, I've ended up doing a lot more supervision for graduates, so supervising them and supporting them with these new ways of working. And again, supervision is something that, again, in the massage industry is really overlooked in the UK. In other complementary health, it's mandatory. And personally, I think supervision is a really vital part of the support that we need as therapists if we're dealing with, this huge amount of clients and complex needs. I think it's really useful for us to go to supervision to share, to offload, but also to gain new skills. I mean, a lot of the time I'm supporting people with things like even knowing how to charge correctly. Because again, a lot of therapists they start off at one price and then they just never increase it. And there seems to be loads of issues around that. And now I'm sure you've got the same. We've got this whole cleaning protocol. So an hour's treatment now becomes an hour and a half treatment. So again, I think there's a place for therapists to reflect on how they're charging, put their prices up. And I think again in our industry, because we're in a caring industry, people seem very reluctant to look at it as a business. And for me, I think if it's a hobby, fine, but if it's a business, charge properly. So I also think I've been working in supervision with people around that, and that seems really helpful. It justifies them paying me for supervision because they put their prices up immediately. But yeah, so again, through lockdown, there's been more of an opportunity for supervising people further afield, and that was the kind of an unexpected shift for me as well. So it's teaching, if you like, but in a different capacity, and that's been really, really good. For me and for the people I'm supporting. So I think there's definitely a place for that. I'm a real advocate for supervision in our industry.
Yeah, talking about reflecting, you as a school owner, I mean, you have an education program or training program. What do you think is missing in your program, or what does the students ask for?
I mean, again, we do include some modules on setting up in business and on how to charge and all of that. But I think the problem is, because it comes right at the end of their course, they're almost not ready to hear that. So, again, I wonder if, post-qualification, we should give them a few weeks or a few months or whatever it is, and then bring them back for their business talk, or I think there could definitely be some follow-up on, get them all to write a business plan and follow up with them, 2 months later, 4 months later, 6 months later to see. So I think that ongoing support post-qualification would be really useful. Because again, it's really interesting, our industry, isn't it? Because of course we work with people all day, yet in a sense we work alone. So, if we might be in a multi-modality clinic, but we're still sort of an individual therapist with our clients. So there's not a lot of brainstorming going on, and that I think people miss out on. So they get stuck with, in a sense, their business very often gets stuck. People can't see where to navigate it next, or even some people get confused about which direction they want to take it in. Do they want to go down the more mechanical sports massage route, or do they want to go down, further into the body-mind route? So people kind of tend to get stuck with that. So again, I think there would really be a place for, again, sort of mandatory CPD a bit closer together, because we only, in England, CPD is obviously mandatory, but it's only every 2 years you have to actually come and do some hands-on stuff. The rest of the time you can be doing research by yourself, you can do peer group support. And actually I think if there was more structure, well, right from the graduation stage, but from that, I think it could really support people to take their practice further, really, and for them to kind of grow as a person.
To add a little bit, in Denmark, for example, these 660 lessons we are having in a massage education, only 10 of them is containing clinic management. That means bookkeeping or standards and rules in the country and so on. Only 10 lessons of these, and they all ask for more guidance in marketing and so on. So maybe we should teach them more regarding these matters, of course. Also in England, I hear.
Yeah, and also, the world has changed since I qualified. So, all marketing now is done, as we know, via social media. So, you've got to be pretty social media savvy to be ahead of the game. And, there are certain rules to play by, and there's certain things. So, again, for us, we've got to be learning all the time to keep up to date and informed enough to support our students. Yeah, so it's a very different world in that respect, I think, isn't it? From, back in the day when we had printed leaflets and, but yeah, there's, and I think people are quite, well, people fall into different categories, don't they? But some people are very, social media savvy. There are some online courses that people immediately sign up to, and you can see them, talking the right language quite quickly. And there are some people that obviously just find it completely overwhelming and then just get a bit stuck. Having said that, I mean, I really encourage all of my graduates to contact, other therapists around them. So to be in touch with physios, osteopaths, chiropractors, yoga teachers, Pilates teachers, because I think all that cross referral makes up a big part of our business, and especially early on. So I think that's also, really the word of mouth reference is probably the best. So I really get them to try to build a network around where they are, build relationships with other therapists for that cross referral. I also think that's a great way to do it. Which is perhaps more of an old-fashioned way.
Talking about marketing, you have been a judge at the National Massage Championship in England twice, I think, and the competitions is about inspiration, but it's also about giving the therapist a tool to promote themselves, really. What do you think about these competitions?
I actually thought it was amazing. It was, what did I love about it? I loved the sense of community, and I loved it was like this amazing platform, for people to come together, but also this amazing learning platform. I was really impressed by it as a competition, and in a way, it's a competition isn't really the right. It is a competition because people compete and people win, but actually, it's so much more than that, and that's the bit that I was so impressed by. Not only the kind of camaraderie with us amongst the judges, but also with the participants, and you could really see people connecting and making connections. And you could see people learn. There was a lot to be learned. There was some amazing skills and a huge variety, I think, for me as well, because of course, I've been in the industry a long time and I have studied a huge amount, but we do get, once we find the area we love, we do get stuck within that. So for me, I've been kind of fascia obsessed for about 10 years now. And then so to see, for example, a lot of the Eastern massage, the mat massage, that for me was amazing. That's not something that I've ever studied, actually. So to see sort of a whole modality that I was, of course, aware of, but I haven't gone down that avenue. and some of the seated massage work that I saw was amazing. So it was great to see the huge variety. And another thing that I loved actually was the people took such immense care of the way they set up their couches. So again, not everyone, but incredible, beautiful covers and flowers and crystals, and so it was very beautiful, some people's setups. And again, I'm quite a practical person, so my treatment room is clean and efficient, and it's very comfortable, but it didn't have that sort of sense of beauty, and I thought that was rather wonderful to witness that. And I think it was a joy to see, and I just thought the atmosphere was incredible. Actually, the atmosphere of support, even though it was a competition, I thought was amazing. So yeah, I was really impressed by it as an event.
And hopefully next year you will be one of the judges at the World Championship in Massage. It was postponed this year, and you were supposed to be there, but hopefully next year.
Let's hope so. Yeah.
Thank you, Emma, for sharing your ideas and thoughts about massage education and the differences between sports massage and Swedish massage. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
There are many reasons why to participate at the World Championship in Massage. For the massage therapist, it is a great way to advertise their services and skills. It is a great way to exchange professional experiences. And it is a possibility to take part in an international contest to make their name famous and well known. For the massage teachers, it is a possibility to connect with massage school owners, and possibility to find inspirations from other teachers, as well as it is a possibility to make massage therapists aware of their classes. The same goes for massage school owners. It is a possibility to announce their schools on the international professional level, and to exchange experiences with other school owners. For the spa centers and beauty clinics, the World Championship in Massage is an effective advertised possibility, but also a possibility for professional experience exchange. And let us not forget the opportunity to find and headhunt the greatest massage therapist in the world, or the possibility to promote their company name worldwide. For the sponsors and the massage equipment suppliers, it is a great way to advertise their services and products to an international and worldwide clientele and customers. For the national massage associations, it is a possibility to announce themselves on the international professional level, and an opportunity to exchange knowledge and professional experiences with other national associations. Therefore, schedule your participation in good time and benefit from taking part of the World Championship in Massage. Thank you for listening. Please help the International Massage Association to inspire therapists, teachers, school and spa owners, and equipment suppliers by sharing this podcast. Please also invite the same people to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.